Welcome viewers, welcome to our channel on Vedic astrology. We have been putting various topics in this channel, both in English as well as in vernacular Malayalam, which I found more useful and interesting for the viewers. So as a part of this series, we have been talking about various remedies in astrology. As you all know, Indian Vedic astrology suggests various kinds of remedies. Various kinds of esoteric as well as other remedies. So, in our earlier episodes, we have been discussing about gemstones, we have been discussing about charity and other janma pariharas, which would offset one's karma and make the life smoother by working out whatever karma balance is there from the previous birth. What we call Sanjita karma. You all know. Sanatana Dharma believes in reincarnations, and so the life is a big journey, and the present incarnation is only a part of it. So, which inherits a lot of our karmas, whether both good and bad, according to which the happenings shapes during the current birth. So, wherever there are issues with regard to the path of life, Vedic astrology analyzes this based on the placement of planets in one's chart based on the birth time and suggests appropriate remedies to offset these karmas and make life smoother in pursuit of our last journey, the journey for no return to this material world, which is called nirvana or moksha, or in a similar way, salvation, which is not the real meaning. We should say the moksha. The liberation, that would be the most appropriate word in this regard. So as a part of this series, today we are going to discuss about the remedies by Yantras. The term Yantra is of Sanskrit origin, which means literally machine. You know, machines are being used from time immemorial for various ends. So this is also one kind of machine. Of course, it's an esoteric machine, which is used for balancing the energy, for directing the energy to the desired direction and making the life smoother. So ultimately, the remedies, especially by Yantras, are positive in nature, which is just like the antidotes for diseases or for balancing our physical energy. We used to take a lot of supplements, whether in the forms of vitamins or whether in the forms of other deficient food. So similarly, in energy also, you know that we have so many chakras in our body, and the imbalance in the energy of these chakras only give rise to diseases, attitudes, problems, and the surroundings. In a way, the surroundings also. We attract. We used to say that a person attracts the kind of energy which he emanates. So that's why we say various people who are basically who are negative in nature normally attracts negative people, and we know that people of positive nature attracts positive energy. The very reason is that the law of attraction actually says that we attract similar things. So from that point of view only, wherever there is a imbalance of energy, we used to balance it through various means. Yantra is also one of the methods for balancing the energy. Now coming back to our today's episode, it is Yantras, which is called machine. I have already told it's the literal meaning is machine, but it is an esoteric machine. What for it is used and what is the scientific basis for this, and how a human kind can make use of this remedy. I am going to explain the things. It's a storehouse of energy. Yantras are storehouse of energy. What is first you should know what is meant by yantra. Yantras are nothing other than geometric diagrams, which are energy tools, which make use of both syllables as well as diagrams. So how these are connected? We know that syllables have tremendous energy. All our mantras are consist of syllables, whether it is a monosyllables or a complex syllables. So syllables have energy. The sound energy is the first energy which has emanated in the world. We used to say the Damaru of Lord Shiva is the first energy center. So from where the energy has first emanated. So syllables have energy. Similarly, diagrams have also various kinds of diagrams, which is consists of circles, triangles, petals, and each and every diagram has got a scientific basis. So the combination of which, along with the syllable combination, is what we call yantras, which can balance the energy either in a person or in a place. So this is the way how we remedy our planetary positions. When certain planets, what we call as negative planets and positive planets, in fact, all planets are positive only. Depending upon its position only, it becomes negative and positive. I used to say that there is no bad man or good man. It's only his activities are bad or good. A person is always good. Similarly, planets are also in the same footing only. So when it is ill placed, when it is misplaced, when it is powerless, these planets creates imbalance in the energy, which we remedy through various remedies. So coming back to these yantras, it's an Eastern religious faith. We have not found much of very research or scientific inquiry into these yantras in the Western world. So basically, it's an Eastern origin. Started with the Hindu religion, and later on, the Buddhist religion, another other religions are also Eastern religions also follow this. It's an interconnected circles, triangles, and squares with a specific pattern. These are all not random generated patterns. These are all not random generated syllables. It has got a definite pattern, and each yantra is specifically defined and also specifically described what kind of energy it emanates and in what situation or what type of people this has to be used. In fact, yantras connects with the higher state of consciousness. That is the very basis of yantras. Just like you meditate, just like we cleanse our chakras, energize our chakras by various methods. It may be meditation, it may be medicine also. So many methods. So yantras is also one kind of medication, I should say, which energize the chakras which are non-functional or subdue the chakras which are over-functional. Energy directed for balancing or towards desired objectives. This is the purpose of yantras. When I say balancing the energy, for example, if a person is suffering from some kind of disease, we all know that each part of human body is connected to one particular chakra, and the malfunctioning of that chakra is the basic reason for the disease. So, either through meditation or through various other modern methods of meditation or esoteric curing, which can be, you can say, which can be prana healing, the so-called the Reiki. These are all later originated methods from our original philosophy of Hinduist philosophy. So, similarly, these yantras actually work for balancing the energy of these chakras, and which becomes very useful for the person concerned. It is a combination of sound and geometrical energy. And when I say sound, because yantras are not only diagrams and spheres, but it also contains syllables. We all know the basic of all syllable in our philosophy, the Sanatana Dharma. We call Om is a basic syllable or the basic mantra, which is the seat of all energy, from which various other mantras and syllables have originated. So the basic syllable is Om. Apart from that, for each purpose, different syllables are used. It's a very complex science, and much need to be studied and researched. In my journey for the last 40 years in astrology as well as the use of yantras and gemology, I have come across very fantastic results by these diagrams and syllables, which we call yantras. It brings greater balance and harmony in the life of a person. The concept of miracles and magical cures, what normally the majority of the people who uses these yantras or the stones, which they perceive, is simply absurd, I would say. There is no miracle in the world. No, somebody cannot come from some other world and then put their hands on your head and say that all your problems are over. There is nothing. It doesn't happen that way. How it happened? We ourselves work out our karma. For that purpose, all these remedies, whether it is intra, whether it is gemology or gems, or whether it is any other method, whether it is havana, whether it is japa, all these things make you, prepares you towards working towards that direction. So, in fact, I have very close quarters I have observed. When certain yantras are used, when certain gems are used, I see susceptible changes in the character, in the attitude of the people, in the work culture of the people, in their characteristics of the persons. A very timid person can become very bold. A very lazy person can become very active. A very a person who is not having very good relations with others becomes very affable, very affectionate, very lovable, and he started attracting people. These are the changes, practical changes which we see through this remedy. So it is not a miracle. It is neither a miracle nor a magical cure. It is only developing your personality, improving your chakras, and balancing your energy. This can be, I think we make yantras by various materials. It can be in bojpatra, it can be in leaves of plants, it can be on paper, it can be in metals, say it can be in copper, it can be in silver, it can be in even in gold. These are all suggested depending upon the decident. And the material is actually rather immaterial, I would say. What matters is the kind of concentration which you give in that, and also the appropriate use of syllables and patterns. Yantras have got certain other rituals also, which we call prana pradishta, that is energizing the yantra, which normally is being done by the sadhaka, who himself has got tremendous power by his meditation or by chanting. Only such people, if they do the energization only, which works wonders. So the speaker, that is me, I have first-hand experience in these matters. It's not I'm reproducing which I have been told in some either some classic books or the modern books. Whatever I talk to you, I communicate to you is from my experience only. And I would also like to add one thing, that ignorance of ancient complex concepts are actually we camouflage in the name of superstition. In fact, there is no superstition. There are only facts, scientific facts. When you are not able to find out the scientific fact, you call it a superstition. If we know, if this happens even in modern medical science also, by whatever alternate medicinal system, if somebody cures, they say that. It's not because of that particular method it has been cured. It's a wrong diagnosis. This is what I had several times. You can ask either a naturopath, you can ask either a homeopath, or even you can ask an Ayurvedic physician. But the fact is that some people are not able to comprehend, or they are not able to find out the scientific basis for that. So whenever we are at a loss to find out the scientific basis, we call it as superstitions. I'm not telling that every superstition is science, but some of the very basic concepts and systems which has been explained in our ancient books are purely scientific, which was made by very long years of research and meditation, which cannot be set aside just like by telling superstition. So what I would say that viewers can always make use of these energy balancing tools for the betterment of life, for the betterment of situations, as well as for the betterment of your objectives. Thank you.